So it's Friday, and today, as usual, we cover the main DeFi news in our news survey. So this is Eugene on PeakTech channel, and let's review the top news. I have divided the news block into separate sections, and separate topics. The first topic is a state regulation. We can't go without it anyway, so every week we have such news. The second block is related to the big centralized crypto players who go into DeFi, who integrate with DeFi platforms and DeFi infrastructure. So the third topic is the connection of the corporate sector, and corporate sector is looking towards DeFi and blockchain in general, DeFi in particular, in specific, and this is also the topic for discussions that we discussed in the previous news surveys as well. And the last block is dedicated to three coins, three tokens, but they are not really DeFi coins, but the coins which serve as an infrastructure for DeFi. So let's get started, and I will show you everything. So we always start our news survey with the regulatory news, how the states are going to control and regulate DeFi sector. So now Commodity Futures Trading Commission, to be honest, I didn't know about this abbreviation before, but now it has issued the announcements where decentralized finance is regulated, and there is a big concern from their side that this is a rapidly expanding technology related to cryptocurrency, and blockchain is growing and developing so well that the risks for the investors are too high. So of course this is their concern, and their concern is proved by no regulatory or intermediaries such as in exchanges or banks that can help the investor and prevent investor from losing money. So this is why why they want to regulate it more, and it can be even illegal to use futures in DeFi platforms. So they start from prohibitions like always. So this is the state's manner to regulate for so-called people's safety and safe investments, but we have to follow that news and focus on that to be aligned with the rules and with the state's regulations, because it's very important. Though I always say that by nature blockchain and DeFi are designed, and their architecture is created so that to overcome regulations but not to be regulated. And to be honest, it's very difficult to regulate farming or whatever it is. So they want to regulate derivatives and futures, which is quite easy for them, and easier for them than other DeFi products. But we'll see what happens. So this is the general inclination from the states. The next article I want to show you is the overview of DeFi sector. So on Cointelegraph, so this is quite a general overview that describes why this sector is growing. So you know much of it, but the main takeaway is whether DeFi should develop or not. And the wise thought that Sergey Kunz, the co-founder of OKEx platform, mentioned that DeFi sector should not be considered as a rival to traditional financial services. So this is the key idea I want to share with you guys, because many contributors, many users, or many players just see DeFi as a rival, as a competitor, as something that is opposed to the traditional banking system, banking services, financial systems. And in fact, this is the next step that goes over fintech, centralized services. I think it's very wise, and you can read it and to get the idea of it. The next trend I want to share with you is that Bitfinex owns a stake, a share in non-KYC Bitcoin exchange Hodl. Hodl, to be honest, I haven't used it myself, but what's interesting here is that big players are going to closer to the DeFi markets, so to liquidity providers pools, and that is going to show the trend where big players, centralized players, are going more and more into DeFi sector. The same is about OKEx, so it integrates with Polygon so that it could use to reduce costs for DeFi adoption. So this is not related directly to DeFi sector, but it allows cash flow or liquidity flow from centralized exchanges to DeFi platforms, and vice versa when people quit and move back to centralized platforms. So this is the general trend. You know about Polygon, so layer 2 scalability solution, and this is one of the most interesting trends that we see. Otherwise, to be honest, if centralized platforms do not integrate, do not go closer to DeFi sector or connect to it in a smooth way for the users, they will lose money. So this is the simple explanation why that happens, and Bitfinex, OKEx are going into that direction. So the next trend, like I mentioned, if you remember when I talked about Uniswap version 3, that this is the motivation and the reason why other platforms, other DeFi leaders will improve their services. So over about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, this has happened. For example, Curve, Curve is mostly doing stablecoin swap. If you used it, you might know about that, but now they are focusing on some other aspects, improving usability. So they are focusing on the first one, the model integrated with wrapped Ethereum and wrapped BTC. So they have now this pool, and of course they are integrated with Ethereum layer 2 Polygon. This is quite a trend, and of course the next thing what I have mentioned about it is that they are improving the services. For example, like in version 3 Uniswap, the liquidity providers are able to define the range of prices they're willing to trade, but this is requiring lots of efforts from liquidity providers because they do it manually themselves. But Curve version 2 proposes to do the same thing but automatically. That's a big improvement for liquidity providers because they don't have to manage that price range where their liquidity pool is traded, but these can be done automatically by Curve version 2. If you tried version 3 for Uniswap for liquidity providing, you can understand what it means. I showed 3 weeks ago how it works. So this is a step forward for services, for improvements, and other platforms are going to improve their services as well. So corporate sector, I have mentioned that Apple is looking for decentralized payment system specialist, but now we see that Amazon is looking to hire blockchain specialists with experience of DeFi. So this is a sign, a certain sign for us, so that we could we see that the corporate sector, we know who Amazon is and what platform it is. So this is the biggest e-commerce store in the United States, and of course they look like a monopoly in e-commerce sphere, to be honest. And this big player is going to hire DeFi specialists with experience in blockchain solutions, so that they improve their internal corporate blockchain. You may not know about that, but there are some sector of corporate blockchains for their corporate purposes, like business processes, financial services, internally in the company. So identification, it's not only about payment and money, it's about the processes. So DeFi is providing processes to the corporate in the corporate blockchains. So that's what's happening in Amazon, and of course we are looking forward to seeing some interesting solutions from them. The next article is quite typical. There are many Ethereum killers. We know many of them. So, but my eye was caught by Anchor, because I didn't investigate this project, and it looks like a promising one. We know Cardano. You saw many videos on our channel. Polkadot, Chainlink, Polygon. You know, Solana, Uniswap. So you know about all those platforms, but Anchor is looking very interesting. It's not only Ethereum token, ERC20. So it's providing the platform for transactions and staking. So it's unique in which it's an interesting platform, judging by description, but we can dive in it deeper if you want. And it's looking to be interesting. So if we look at CoinGecko, so it's ranked as 115th now. So and the turnover is quite solid. We can judge about the token price, which is going with the market, and of course make our own decisions. The next news I want to share. I know that price prediction is not the best thing to do, but Dia coin is a very interesting coin in terms of DeFi infrastructure service. I mean Oracle. This is an Oracle coin. We know Chainlink and Band, two Oracle coins, but they are not centralized. So these services are giving information to decentralized services, but themselves by nature they're not centralized. So DIA is a decentralized information asset. So that's how this abbreviation is explained. So it's providing the accurate data through crowdsourcing, similar to Wikipedia. So when everyone contributes to the data and is checking if the data is valid or not. So the architecture is explained in this article. It's very interesting article to look at, and of course the coin is very interesting because it was, for example, listed in many markets, including Crypto.com. So, and the price for the last 30 days looks interesting, and even 90 days, as you see, is below $2 currently. So I'm looking at it, to be honest, and will make my decisions on investments. The next one is the big news about Beam 6.0 Hardfork. If you don't know what Hardfork is, please watch our video. in your account, so that's accessible to you, if it is accessible to you according to your package and you know technically what it is. But if you haven't heard that Beam is a confidential cryptocurrency, it's not only confidential like many others. For example, we know some other confidential coins like Monero or Zcash. But they do not offer decentralization. So Beam is a confidential coin that offers decentralization and management by decentralized autonomous organizations. So this is the first confidential coin that is integrated to DeFi. So in future, well, there will be more, but in this article you can see their solutions in the DeFi. If you look at the websites, of course, you can see there's how it works. So Hardfork is bringing better privacy to DeFi. Of course, you can check it on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, whatever you like. So Beam is now really stable at the moment, but last 90 days it went again with the market. So let's see how it goes, but this is a very solid project that offers really unique products and services in the DeFi sector.